So again, hello guys, welcome to our another session. Welcome to another session. So in this session, we will see the integration between our ERP and EWM system. Integration between our ERP and EWM system. So now let me share my screen. So basically in EWM and ERP integration, the setup. So there are few connection, RFC connection we need to complete. So this RFC part, basically the basis team, they will perform this RFC part. But as a EWM consultant, what will be your role for establishing the integration between, to complete the setup for EWM and ERP integration? So what is your role? This thing we will see today. So here you can see, if you are using your S4HANA EWM, okay. So if you are using your S4HANA based EWM, so the data will be transferred, or the linking will happen via the ALE linking. They will use the ALE linking, because as I said, if you are using a decentralized EWM or embedded EWM, so we need to transfer the transactional data in both the deployment options. If you are using the decentralized, there also we need to transfer the transactional data. Okay, but in embedded one, master data transfer is not required, but the transactional data we have to distribute. Okay, so here just go to the next one. Here, to establish the integration, first these are the 3 steps we have to perform. So what we will do first, we have to create 2 logical systems for each system. Okay, one logical system we have to create for S4HANA or ECC. Another logical system we have to create our EWM server. Okay, but this, if you are using decentralized, then you have to create one logical system for your EWM server and one logical system for your ERP or S4HANA server. But if you are using embedded, then for EWM there is no logical system is required, but to distributing the transactional data, we have to create one dummy logical system. Okay, so that's why we have to create one dummy logical system for our EWM system. For EWM system in embedded deployment option. Okay, dummy logical system. So here the connection is, first we have to create 2 logical system. One is for our ERP system, another one is for our EWM system. Then we have to create one RFC user. We have to define one RFC user in each target system and client. You have to define one RFC user. So once you define the RFC user, then what you will do in ALE customizing in both systems, in both sides, you have to perform this activity. Define the RFC destination with the same name as the logical systems. Okay, so like our logical system is GME client 800. This is for our S4, and for our EWM, this is T43 client 800. Okay, the same name you have to use to define your RFC destination. So here you can see, this is our ERP system. Here you can see the ERP system represented one logical system, GME client 800, and this is the EWM system. It represents another logical system, T43 client 800. Then what is the data we are distributing? The deliveries. So deliveries are nothing but our transactional data. So we are distributing the deliveries from our ERP logical system to EWM system. Then once you receive the delivery, then if we are performing some posting change in EWM side, we are storing the product in our EWM warehouses. We are doing the posting change. Posting change means currently some stock is present in blocked stock. So we changed from blocked to unrestricted, or some product is present in quality inspection. So quality inspection completed and the quality is good. Now what is the step? The step is we have to move this product from quality to unrestricted. So here we are performing the posting change in EWM side. So once we perform the posting change in EWM side, so that thing will be updated in our ERP as well. So how this thing will happen? This will happen by the QRFC technique. So what is the setup for the QRFC technique? These 3 steps is required to set up this QRFC technique. First, we have to define logical system for each system. Then we have to define one RFC user. Then for both systems, we have to define the RFC destination with the same name as the logical system. Okay. Now here you can see this is the RFC connection part. Okay. So basically this RFC connection part will be completed by the basis people. If you are not aware of about basis people, but this is the thing, this is the step the EWM functional consultant will perform. Okay, EWM functional consultant will be performed. So what is this activity? The activity is so here in the ERP or SAP EWM warehouse linkage, what we will do? So if you remember, we created one SAP, LEWM warehouse number, ERP warehouse number we have created in our last session. So here in this particular setup, what we will do, we will tell to the system this ERP warehouse number we are going to use as a EWM warehouse number. This ERP warehouse number we are going to use as a EWM warehouse number. Here you can see to create the link between the inventory managed in the SAP ERP system and SAP EWM, you maintain certain configuration settings in the SAP ERP system. In the ERP system or S4HANA side, you have to maintain certain configuration. So these settings allow the system to determine warehouse management relevancy based on the plant and storage location information in source document. Okay, so based on this setup, system will determine your EWM warehouse based on the plant and storage location combination. Okay, such as inbound or outbound delivery document. It means when you create an inbound delivery or outbound delivery, there what system will do, system will check what is the plant and storage location. After getting the plant and storage location details, then what system will do, system will go to this configuration and change, system will go to the configuration previously what we have completed. I mean, system will check what is the ERP warehouse number has been assigned to this plant and storage location. If any ERP warehouse number has been assigned to this plant and storage location, then what it will do, it will come to this EWM warehouse linkage setup and it will allow the system, or it will tell to the system, hey system, this ERP warehouse number is used as a EWM warehouse. Okay. So here you can see this is the exact diagram. This is the ERP plant. These are the storage location, and this is our ERP warehouse number. Then what we need to do? We need to assign this ERP warehouse number to our EWM system. This is basically the diagram of the ERP and EWM linking, EWM linkage. Okay, so the linking will happen by using one ERP warehouse number E00. But in our case, our plant storage location are different. The name are different. We are using the warehouse number as W89. Okay, and our plant is 5PL1 and storage location is ROD1 and AFS. So now in the next session, in the next slide, you can see in that particular configuration, there are these fields you will get. One is communication external WM. The current entry is queued and serialized asynchronous RFC communication. Okay, and another one is unchecked deliveries. So this unchecked deliveries basically you use if you are using the CRM or APO system. So don't be focus more on this UD unchecked deliveries. But this distribution mode, there is another no distribution mode. So this is very, very important. So this basically tells to the system whether our delivery is distributed immediately at creation or not. Okay, so or not. Basically, there are two options. One is distribute immediately and stop distribution. If you select distribute immediately, so it means once you create the delivery and save it, then the delivery will immediately distribute it to our EWM system. But if you will select the stop distribution, means once you created the delivery will not distribute it immediately. You have to distribute it manually. Okay, so for distributing it manually, the transaction code is VL06D. So this transaction code you will use to distribute it manually. Okay, so now the next option is allow serial number in decentralized WMS. So once you have selected that the warehouse number is an EWM warehouse number, this indicator is set and not changeable anymore. So this serial number decentralized WM, this checkbox is a one-time activity. So if you select once means you can deselect this checkbox further. So it means that you can work with serial number in EWM. The details are controlled by the serial number profile. So it means your EWM, you can use your serialized product, and the serial number will be controlled by the serial number profile. Okay. Then batch determination means this indicator controls the behavior of the automatic batch determination in ERP outbound deliveries. Okay. So basically, it will control the automatic batch determination in ERP outbound deliveries. The GR from EWM on this indicator. Let me. So here you can see basically this indicator. There is another option, another field, GR from EWM only. Okay, so if you select this indicator or checkbox, then what will happen? This indicator, what is the role of this particular indicator? So you control whether the process of posting the goods received for a manufacturing order into an EWM managed warehouse, can be started from both ERP and EWM or from EWM only. If you select this one, means the GR will be happened only from EWM. If you don't select, then both ERP and EWM side you can perform your good receipt. Okay, so this is the setup. So now this setup we are going to see in our system. So go to our system. So where we will do this system, we will do this setup. So to perform this setup, so what we will do, go to our integration with other SAP component. So here, go to our extended warehouse management. Under this extended warehouse management, there is a basic settings for EWM linkage. So go to this basic settings for EWM linkage. So here you can see there is one node, configure SAP EWM specific parameter. Just execute. So this is the screen. So here let us search our warehouse number W89. So this is our warehouse number. So here you can see in the external communication. So in our slide we have explained each field. So external WM means external communication with WM. So how the system will consider this ERP warehouse number? So it should be EWM. So let us consider EWM. So once you select this EWM, means you can see all the fields will be activated. So here queued and serialized asynchronous communication with WM, external WM. So this must be queued and serialized asynchronous RFC. Already automatically been selected. There is another thing, batch determination. You can see there is one UD, unchecked deliveries, and batch determination in EWM. If you select this one, so system will allow you to determine the batch for ERP outbound delivery automatically. Okay, batch determination. And if you select the GR from EWM, then for production order or for manufacturing order, if you are receive the product for the EWM activated, EWM, here you can see. Okay, so this is basically batch determination. This indicator enable you to control whether the process of posting the good receipt for a manufacturing order into an EWM managed warehouse. So once you manufactured your final product, then finally you have to receive your product. So if your receiving storage location is warehouse managed storage location, okay, then so to receiving you have to perform the good receipt. To receive the product, you have to perform the good receipt. So where you will perform the good receipt? If you want, you can perform your good receipt in the ERP system, or you can perform the good receipt in your EWM system. So if you select this checkbox, means the good receipt will happen in your EWM side. Then communication EWM, then delivery change. So this delivery change means if you select this checkbox, the delivery change, then in outbound delivery, system will allow you to change in EWM side, the outbound delivery order, but not in ERP or S4 system. So once the delivery created and distributed to the EWM system, system will not allow you to change the delivery in your S4 or ERP system. But if you select this checkbox, the system will allow you to change the delivery in your EWM system, but not all the fields. Few fields system will allow you to change in the EWM side in your inbound delivery order. Okay, then this is the serial number. So once you activated, means the serialized product can be used in your EWM warehouses, and this is one-time selection. Once you selected, means you can't deselect this checkbox. Okay, so this is the setup. This is very, very important. This is called linkage, EWM linkage setup. So now just click on the save button. So you have to completed this setup. So this is a very, very important setup. Okay, so you have to completed this setup. So what we did, we just established the linking. Our ERP warehouse, we can consider our ERP warehouse as EWM warehouse. Then we activated batch. Then we activated serial number. Then we selected distribute immediately. Okay, so there is another option. Let me tell you. Here you can see distribution mode. So when your deliveries will be distributed, here you can see if you select the drop down, here you can see there are two options. One is distribution immediately or document creation, and another one is stop distribution. If you select the first option, distribution immediately or document creation, then what will happen? When you create the inbound delivery and save it, then immediately your delivery will be distributed to your EWM system if you select the first option. But at the same time, if you select the second option, stop distribution, then once you created the delivery and save it, immediately it will not be distributed. So what you will do, you will use another transaction to distribute it manually. So this is VL06D. So this is the transaction code. So here you have to enter your delivery number, okay, and just click this one, distribution in the background. So what will happen? System will distribute your delivery to your EWM system. Just simply enter your delivery number and just execute distribution in the background, then it will be automatically distributed. So this is the manual thing. If you set up stop distribution, then you have to use this particular transaction to distribute your delivery immediately manually. Okay. So this is the setup. Basically, we have to you have to complete it for your newly created EWM warehouse number. This is one setup. So let me show you a few more things. For logical system perspective, what you will do, let me only show you. I'm not going to create any logical system, okay? But let me show you the setup. So if you go back, so here you can see under this, okay, so here you can see above this basic settings for EWM linkage, there is another node, basic settings for data transfer. So if you open this node, so here you can see under this one, if you are using CIF transfer for batches at plant level, so this is the setup, but this is not required. Just close this one. Here you can see under the basic settings for setting of for system landscape. So here you can see name logical system. Okay, these are the things you have to perform. So I don't have authorization, but we can display. So these are the logical systems. In our case, our logical system is this one, S4H client 400, and our EWM logical system is this one. Okay, S4HANA EWM 400. I think this one, this is our EWM, and this is our S4HANA. Okay, so these are the logical systems you have to create here. There is an edit. If you have authorization, if you have access, then there is a new entry, enter your logical system and just save it. You have to create a logical system. Then assign your logical system to a client. You have to assign your logical system to the client. I don't have authorization for this one. So these two things you have to perform. Then another thing is in basic settings for EWM linkage. Here you can see there is one defined queue for transfer to EWM. Define queue for transfer to EWM. If you execute this one, here you can see there is only one queue has been, this is the queue type, inbound queue, and this is our receiver. Receiver means this is our EWM logical system. S4HANA EWM 100, this is our EWM logical system. This is our queue type inbound. Okay. And this is MQ act, mass queue activity, mass queue disabled, and no aggregation. So this setup you have to perform. I mean, this queue, once this queue will be generated, then who is the receiver? Who will receive this queue? Our EWM system will be received the queue. Okay, so now just go back. Then logical sent and received message, and register navigation from queue. Okay, log sent and received message. So if you execute this one, log sent and received. So if you want to send some log, the error message log, then you have to set here from ERP and EWM. Okay, between ERP and EWM, if you want to send and receive the log message, then you have to activate here. And register navigation from queue, this is also not required. And the below setup, setting for decentralized EWM. If you are using decentralized EWM, then you have to do the setup for this decentralized part. So one more thing here I would like to mention, if you here you can see under this extended, so here you can see under the basic setting linkage, once you completed this setup, the configure SAP EWM specific parameter, then there you can see so basic settings for data transfer. If you go to the basic settings for data transfer, so here it is not required. Define queue for transfer to SAP. This thing I have already seen. Define queue. You have to mention this entry for to transfer your transaction data to SAP EWM, and then here you can say assign warehouse number to EWM warehouse number. Okay, so if you execute this thing, not this one. So just if you simply execute assign warehouse number to EWM warehouse number, here you will get, you have to assign your ERP warehouse number to your EWM warehouse number. But before assigning with our EWM warehouse number, we have to create one EWM warehouse number. We have not created any EWM warehouse number yet. So what we will do, we will create one EWM warehouse number, then we will come to this particular screen and assign our ERP warehouse number. So our ERP warehouse number is W89. So here there is no EWM warehouse number. Okay, this is for the decentralized case. Okay, assign warehouse number to warehouse number of decentralized SCM system. But here we are not using decentralized SCM system. So we are using the S4HANA embedded EWM. So this configuration is not required here. For our case, it is not required. So where we will do this setup? So under this extended warehouse management, we will do this setup. So here, if you go to the SCM EWM and EWM, then here you can see under interface, go to the interface, then go to the ERP integration, Then here go to the goods movement. Here you can see map storage location from ERP system to EWM system. I don't think this one map storage location or this one. So if you go to the delivery processing, let me see where it is present. Yeah. So here you can see here you will define, you will map the document type, item type, and not here. So under the general setting, here you can see assign warehouse number from logistic execution. You have to execute. So here you have to enter your ERP warehouse number with your EWM warehouse number. Here you can see there is one business system. So what is the use of this business system? So the business system you will use, for an example, you are using multiple ERP system. Your deployment option is decentralized deployment option. So here you are using one standalone EWM server. But for that particular EWM server, your requirement is to assign multiple ERP system or ERP server. So for that perspective, you have to define the business system. Which business system you want to map with your ERP warehouse number. So this business system you have to mention here. Okay, if you are using multiple ERP server with one EWM server. But for the business system, there are a lot of setup is required. Why we need business system? Because the thing is, in EWM side, whatever the document flow, so all these informations basically stored by linking with the business system. But the delivery which we send from the ERP system, so this delivery basically holds the information of the logical system, not business system. So we are sending the data linking with logical system, but in EWM system, the document is hold the business system. So what we will do, there is one table there, we will assign our business system to our logical system, so that in EWM side, it will easily identify from the business system from which logical system the data has came. Okay, so this is the set of the business related. Maybe I will explain it later more in a more detailed manner. So yeah, so that's all I think for today's session. That's all for today's session. So what we will do in our next session, we will see the distribution model, how the delivery will be or the transactional data will be distributed. Okay, so how we will create the distribution model. So that thing we will see in our next session.